Hi there, my fellow runners. Today, I'm back for part 2 of my Yamanote Line challenge. In part 1, I ran from Tokyo Station to Shinjuku along the northern side of the loop. Today, we'll complete the circle. From Shinjuku, we'll pass through some of Tokyo's most famous neighborhoods before returning to where this journey began. Let's see how Tokyo changes on the southern side of the Yamanote Line. So, let's go! Just one station away from Shinjuku, the atmosphere becomes noticeably different. Harajuku is usually one of the busiest areas in Tokyo, but early on Sunday morning, even Takeshita Street feels surprisingly calm. Takeshita-dori is so quiet yet. It's a completely different side of the neighborhood that most visitors never see. Shibuya is famous around the world for its scrambled crossing. Usually, it's packed with people, photographers, and tourists. Today, I was lucky enough to see a much quieter version of one of Tokyo's busiest places. Even so, there was still a line of visitors waiting to take photos with Hachiko. And as always, construction continues around Shibuya Station. Just a few kilometers from Shibuya, the atmosphere changes again. Ebisu feels calmer and more refined. The historic Ebisu brewery helped shape the identity of this neighborhood. The Meguro River is one of Tokyo's most famous cherry blossom spots, but even outside sakura season, it's a beautiful place to run by. On this morning, the area felt peaceful and almost suburban. Around Osaki, office towers and residential buildings dominate the skyline. Everything feels organized, clean, and surprisingly spacious. Shinagawa is one of Tokyo's major transportation hubs, yet much of the station area is still being rebuilt. Running through this area, it's easy to see how rapidly Tokyo continues to evolve. If there's one place that represents the future of Tokyo, it might be here. Takanawa Gateway Station opened only recently. Surrounding it is one of the largest development projects in the city. Looking around, it's hard to imagine what this area will look like 10 years from now. Even around Tamachi, construction projects seem to be everywhere. Tokyo may look complete from the outside, but the city never stops rebuilding itself. Around Hamamatsucho, old transportation routes and new developments exist side by side. It's another reminder of how Tokyo constantly balances tradition and progress. Few places capture Tokyo's contrast better than Shimbashi. Historic drinking alleys, aging office buildings, and modern skyscrapers all stand within a few blocks of each other. This area feels like a meeting point between old Tokyo and new Tokyo. As I approached Tokyo Station, the streets became orderly once again. Construction cranes still dotted the skyline, but the familiar business district signaled the end of the journey. One complete loop around central Tokyo was finally finished. Well, we did it! Today, I completed the second half of the Yamanote Line. Together, Part 1 and Part 2 covered the entire loop around central Tokyo. From quiet residential streets to some of the busiest places in the world, every section felt completely different. That's what makes Tokyo such a fascinating city to explore on foot. Thank you for running with me today. And remember, one more mile with me,